Aaron Rodgers has got a shiny new but old toy that he's going to play with in this game. And who is that, Ryan Horvat?
Yeah, that'd be Devontae Adams, and I saw his anytime touchdown price is plus 155, actually down to plus 150, and I like that. Devontae Adams to score 2 touchdowns in prime time, plus 1,200, 12-1, took a little sprinkle on that. This doesn't really need a breakdown, right? I wanted to, initially, I would love to bet the Jets in this game, but I bet them the last couple weeks. I bet them in London. They let me down. You guys saw what they did on the other night, so I'm done with the Jets for a little bit because I already have enough Jets stock. I have over 9.5 wins. I have them winning the AFC East. I don't feel great about either right now, but I do feel good about Devontae Adams in primetime, especially reconnecting with his good buddy Aaron Rodgers. It's not like Amari Cooper having to learn a new offense. This is the Aaron Rodgers offense. He's quite literally calling the plays right now, and that's a great price. At least they connect once in the end zone. Back shoulder most likely. Devontae plus 155.
And he's still pointing the ball with the best of them in the NFL. And you're right about that back shoulder action. Aaron Rodgers still very much on point there. 100% locked and loaded with you on a Devontae Adams anytime touchdown. I am once again going to live in the land down under. Hit me, Brandon. And I'm going to do it on Breece Hall on the under 62.5 rush yards at a minus 115 juice. The steel curtain, you can't run on him. Number 2 in rush EPAD, only giving up 3.49 yards per carry and 74 rush yards per game to the running back position. Hall, I know he's coming off the hundo of performance, but he's outside the top 30 yard per attempt in total missed tackles forced. And Braylon Allen still lurking in that backfield. He will steal away some touches.
Yeah, San Francisco's been thinking about this game all offseason. I mean, George Kittle pretty much admitted that. All the players really have. They've been, talking a lot about this one. They lose on a walk-off touchdown in the Super Bowl to Pat Mahomes. Happens. But the Chiefs right now are beat up. I know San Francisco has their own issues, Christian McCaffrey and whatnot. But, the Chiefs are rolling out Juju Smith-Schuster as wide receiver number 1 on Sunday. Yeah. And I love Travis Kelce, right? But he's another year older. The Pacheco injury stinks. They're winning games because Mahomes is awesome, because Andy Reid's awesome, but mainly because of that defense and Steve Spagnuolo. And that's what this game comes down to. San Francisco wins, and that's my bet. I got them on the money line, like them at 1.5. It's pretty much a pick, right? They win this game if they could protect Brock Purdy. I thought Brock Purdy played really well in the Super Bowl. The issue was he was pressured on like 75% of his dropbacks. So Steve Spagnuolo, you know what he's going to do. He's going to make the right adjustments at the second half. Shanny's going to have to counter those adjustments, and they're going to have to protect Brock Purdy. And I think they're going to do so. And I think they're going to hand Kansas City their first loss of the season. So give me the Niners on the money line. Niners minus 1.5 is fine with me as well.
Oh, you know how much I love this next bet? Let's just go ahead and call from my little friend. Daddy want, Daddy need, Daddy gotta have it.
Big night.
Oh, yeah. Sledgehammer and again, baby, doing some work at sledging tonight. This is the related strategy. I love to do this on certain wagers to jack up the juice, and this is how it works. Brandon Ayuk on the SGP. I'm going to live in a land down under on an alt total receiving yards. That number is 75.5. Thank you, house band there. Men at work. And I'm going to pair that with San Francisco on the money line. So the algo gets confused like, bro, says the algo, what do you do to me, man? I'm trying to steal more of your money there at BetMGM as a result. So again, Ayuk under 75.5 yards. And then San Francisco on the money line, it pays plus 152 on that simple two-legger. And here's the reason why I'm digging it. Yeah, totally agree. You gave all the reasons of support for San Francisco to win this game straight up, and I believe they're going to do exactly that. Here's the reason why I'm fading Ayuk. Kansas City, sure, they're only number 15 in pass EPA defense, but they've allowed the second fewest wide receiver yards this season, and Trick McDuffie is one of the best cover corners in the National Football League. He's only given up 8.8 yards per catch and an 82 flat passer rating. That's going to be the primary assignment of Ayuk in this game. Ayuk outside the top 30 in ADOT. And yeah, he's number 20 in route win percentage, but he's also at the under on this total of 75.5 receiving yards in 5 of 6 games. So I think Debo is going to do some work, maybe a whole lot of Jordan Mason on the ground. Looks like he is going to be okay despite the ding wing. Maybe some George Kittle, maybe even some Jawan Jennings or Juszczyk splashes. I don't care Just don't feed Brandon Ayuk, and I don't think it's going to happen. But San Francisco exact that revenge. And on the SGP, Ayuk under 75.5 yards, and the Niners on the money line. Sledgy will be happy if both of those events occur because it's plus 152 on that SGP. What's your read on the situation? Is it gamesmanship with Russell Wilson getting first-team snaps this week, but Justin Fields starts? Or is Tomlin really going to turn to Russell Wilson? And one quick follow-up, I have to answer that. Do you think Tomlin's going to make a decision well in advance? I might have some fantasy interest here.
Yeah, well, today we talked with Mike Tomlin, and he said that he's going to keep that decision in-house. Now, that was the public declaration from the Steelers in terms of who's going to start at quarterback. But if you follow the breadcrumbs, it's pretty clear that Russell Wilson is going to start. First of all, you go back to the Tuesday press conference, Mike Tomlin said that Russell Wilson was going to be in contention to play. And then we asked him about Justin Fields, and to paraphrase, basically he said he's been good but not great. Now, if a coach was going to say that, is he going to turn around and say, well, we've actually decided that good is good enough, and we're not looking for great, and so we're going to roll with Justin? No, he's not going to say that. And so subsequently, we've talked to Justin Fields, and he also said, I look at it and I look at my own performance and say, I wasn't good enough. If he was good enough, there wouldn't even be a debate. There wouldn't be a conversation. There wouldn't be a question. And then we talked with Russell Wilson, and he said he's preparing for his first game. And that may have been one of the biggest clues early because he was in uniform last game as the number 2 quarterback. That was his first game active, but he was saying this was going to be his first game that he actually plays. Finally, we got the official word. George Pickens said that he's been spending some extra time throwing with Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is going to start. So that's a long-winded way to answer your question, but I'm doing it that way because Mike Tomlin left a little bit up in the air by not choosing to officially name a starter. But rest assured, it's going to be Russell Wilson under center when the game kicks off on Sunday night.
What are your thoughts so far on the offense and what they've been able to do with him calling plays?
Yeah, I think that Arthur Smith might be a good example that there's some guys who are not great head coaches, but are very good offensive coordinators. And that's the way that I would describe how he's done to this point. I think that he's in a lot of ways worked around Justin Fields' limitations, especially early on in the season. What they were doing is we're going to be a run-heavy offense, which is their identity, and that's eventually where they want to go with this. And then let's throw short, convertible passes, a lot of quick game, get the ball out of Justin's hands, give him easy reads. And then the big thing was just picking the timely deep shot to add that explosive element to the offense. So, the formula will be different but similar with Russell Wilson under center in a sense that this still is a football team that wants to be a running team. They very much want their identity to be Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren as the 1-2 punch, and then the well-timed play-action deep shot deep. And so, I think that that's only going to continue, and Russ fits into that mold. The one thing, his mobility has declined significantly. He's coming off of an ankle injury. Twice over the last 5 years, he's led the league in sacks. And you do worry against a Jets team that has the 3rd most sacks in the league right now. Is he going to be a sitting duck back there? But Russ can still sling it. He still has the arm talent to throw the deep ball. And so, I imagine for the Steelers, the key is going to be how can you protect what is becoming an immobile quarterback and also still capitalize on his deep threat ability, unlock a guy like George Pickens. I know this is a fantasy and betting show, and I think that George Pickens may be the person that benefits most from this change. Yep. And I would expect him to have, some increase in production going forward. But that's going to be the challenge for the Steelers going forward is, how do you limit some of Russ's deficiencies as a quarterback who's set to turn 36 years old in November while still maximizing some of the strengths that made him a 9-time Pro Bowler and helped him get to 2 Super Bowls?